Yes, so Shettima, Kashim Shettima, the vice president, is getting the reward of his actions against Osinbajo. You know that this guy has not been saying anything. I remember in 2023 when they came on board, I think after like 6 months, 6 months or 7 months when they came to office, you know that the very first day they came to the office, that was when the problem started in Nigeria. Everything just changed dramatically. They will come and tell you that there were problems before. Yes, there were problems before. And the time at which, if you take the statistics of how things transitioned from one level to another, especially when you look at it from the economy and the poverty line and the insecurity and what have you, especially the economy, the way and manner it transitioned, it was very, very, very bad. And it was so, so rapid. So after like 7 months when they came into office, I remember Shettima saying that 17 months to that time, that things will be okay, that all the policies of Tinubu, all the policies that they rolled out, they are miserable renewed hope. There was no hope in the first place. Not talk of what you want to renew. Somebody just came back from France. The next thing, they quickly budgeted 10 billion. There was no argument, there was nothing, and all of that. And there's one guy they call Otitoju. They say he's a renowned journalist. You could see biasness in them. In what they, of course, those who are listening to them, you can imagine, because he works in TVC, and who owns the TVC is Tinubu. The man is telling us that you know what, uh, Nigerians are somehow, they're just ordinary 10 billion, very cheap thing that the government wants to put in to make sure that there's electricity. This is the same man that promised, Tinubu, that promised that there's going to be, after 4 years, if really you want to get electricity's problem resolved in Nigeria, right from the first day you remove subsidy, they will now tell you it will take time. But when it comes to something, because the subsidy that Tinubu talked about that he removed, and Tinubu must pay dearly because he cheated Nigeria. Because from the the documents on ground showed that we still had 1 month that Buhari paid for subsidy, but Tinubu cut it off the very first day he came on board. But I tell you, the subsidy that they said he removed, it was for his own benefits, not because of the benefits of Nigerians. And this Otitoju, who happens to be APC or CVC journalist, telling Nigerians that ordinary 10 billion naira is nothing, that they're even trying to go for cheaper one. And meanwhile, they say they are owing 4 trillion electricity. They are owing 4 trillion. The government is owing 4 trillion. And at the end of the day, you want ordinary people who are owing how many this thing to go and be paying. But that is not even the issue. We're just trying to lay the foundation of all these shenanigans. So after 7 months into their government, Shettima told us 17 months after that. It's more than 17 months now. But now, where is Shettima? Shettima is nowhere to be found. We have been hearing that he has been sidelined. You know that he was calling Osinbajo, that Osinbajo was just a tire or spare part, or Osinbajo does not fit to be, or is not fit. Osinbajo is not fit to be vice president, or he's not supposed to be in government, because he's supposed to be selling ice cream and all of that, which there was a way he made mention of that, which was in itself is so derogatory. After some time, he came back and apologized. Osinbajo was still the vice president as at that time. He was talking anyhow. This man does not have cause you. This Shettima that we are talking about. Now he cannot talk again. We have been hearing from side talks that he has been sidelined, that Sheyi Tinubu has taken his position. That is what we have been hearing. But this man that they gave advisor, this Northern Elders spokesperson, whether former Northern Elders spokesperson, Hakim Baba, when they gave that one position, I just like, oh, this one is not going to be talking again, because we know the pattern. When they know that you are spoken, they'll just give you one, create one portfolio and give to you. Now that one, I don't think he stayed up to a year in that place, in that position. He has come out. All the things that Nigerians or we were hearing, or we are hearing, or we're hearing, or we are still hearing as of that time, that they sidelined Osinbajo, that they sidelined, Shettima, because Sheyi Tinubu has taken over his position. But they would have a way of trying to defend themselves. The presidency. But in the recent, you can't see Shettima, in any place. Like this man, this Akim Baba, he has resigned. He said he cannot cope because even it was a Shettima that even made him get that position. But at the end of the day, where have they all landed? Where have they all landed? He's confirming what Nigerians have been hearing, that he has really been sidelined. And he said, working with Tinubu, that the people Tinubu, those people that he's working with, did not even have business of being there in the first place. You don't even need a sister to tell us. You guys will say that you are very experienced. You ought to have known that it's not going to be what it is, because all of you were together, you supported him. Because if you didn't support him, all of you with this Muslim ticket, it didn't mean anything. At the end of the day, now you have put Nigerians into trouble. Now you are coming out and you are talking what we don't understand. The same thing up, with Erufai. So Shettima, we can't even hear his voice. He was all over the place. He was so outspoken. Even when they were campaigning, 1 year into their office, he was just always talking. They always send him, go to this place, go to this place, go to this place, go to that place. But now, somebody said he's not even that. He's not even a spare tire. A spare tire. You're always keeping a spare tire because it was using that statement on Osinbajo, that a spare tire, in the recent, a spare tire is something that you just keep in case of an emergency. You just quickly use that spare part. If the main tire has a problem, you quickly use it. It will rescue you. Is a rescuer, is a savior. Anywhere you are going to get the right thing done, and you must make sure that if the rear tire has a problem, you have to fix it very well, so that the spare tire will be kept back, so that you can be, secured when next you have a crisis. That is the work of a spare tire. But somebody said even Shettima is a flat tire. You know that if your main tire is bad, and you now have another flat tire that you're supposed to use as a spare tire, that means it's as useless as nothing. Nobody's going to move anywhere. There is some cases even a flat tire, not even a spare tire. Spare tire is better than a flat tire. Now he cannot talk. Now he cannot talk. It's now this thing. Oh my goodness. Is somewhere eating is a breakfast. They don't serve and breakfast. Nigeria has happened to him. And meanwhile, this man has a granted interview, Akim Baba, and he's saying many, many things. And a lot of people are like coming for him. What is this one saying? Well, I am just glad that this is coming from who worked for Bola Tinubu and saw things from the inside. I just wish Baba Ahmed Tinubu and the North could be me discerning about the people you support for president. You work for Buhari and regretted it. Then you work for Tinubu and regretted it. At some point, we will begin to wonder if you all really mean well for Nigeria. Like I said, they always he's the one who is saying it, that people who working with Tinubu, they don't have business with working with him. That a lot of people have been sidelined and all of that. It's good that it's coming from him, but of what good it is, because these guys are so selfish. Baba Ahmed criticized Buhari, President Tinubu's leadership while advocating for a new generation. High expectations for advising the president were not met in reality. The effectiveness of the vice president depends on the president's leadership style. Yes, he said because before a president, it's a function of, or the role of a vice president is dependent on what the president says he should do or not, because of this constitution. When people talk about the constitution, they will not tell you that, no, forget it, it's not all about the constitution, we need to change our ways. These are the same people. Now you are talking about the way the constitution is being structured. It has made the vice president's position redundant. Well, with people like Akim Baba Ahmed, I'm proud to be Nigerian and I believe in the unity of Nigeria. The man exudes honesty. Forget, was he doing the same thing when Buhari was there? It's all about selfishness. It's all about selfishness. I don't trust all these people. I don't trust them a bit. So let Shettima, continue, and let him continue to eat the breakfast they've served him. Leave your comment, guys, there, and let us have your take. Thank you.